Sure. My name is Joe Kellejian, and ever since I could remember, going back many, many years, I've been serving others. My family and I didn't come from a family of means. I was an inner city kid out of Los Angeles, and all I knew is that there's a better life than the life that I grew up in. There was a lot of problems in the area that I was reared. And then when I came to San Diego County to open up my business and continue there, I made a pledge to myself when I finally got my house, my home, my place where I'm going to rear my children. I'm going to make that and the community a better place. Better than I grew up, and I wanted a better place for my kids, and that was the driving force. I didn't really know how to do that, but when Joe Olson came up my driveway in the early 80s, or actually in the 70s, he introduced himself and said that, I've been talking to the neighbors and we'd like to see you get involved more in the community. You have a nice place here. We understand that you serve in other areas and other organizations, and maybe you can help us out. And so that really started it. At the time, I believe that I was a governor appointee with the Bureau of Consumer Affairs. The division was the Bureau of Automotive Repair, and I had served there for a few years, and then so I had some background also, with government and involved in that, and then I was involved in some crime victims organizations, Crime Victims Fund, for example, in San Diego County. Doris Tate Crime Victims Fund, those kinds of things. And ended up just after Joe came up that driveway and told me about, and asked me if I'd be interested in joining the, it was called the Town Council. This was before cityhood. And that was in 1983. And I went to a meeting and met Celine and Margaret and Jack and others there, and soon got very involved. And some of the things that we were interested in at that time, number one was saving Homewood Canyon, which is in the Santa Lea Lagoon. It is on the south side of the lagoon. And myself and the rest of the, I think we had eight or nine people on the town council at the time, fought for that and raised funds, and actually went to the county. I was down there testifying with others, and we actually saved Homewood Canyon from development. And that was, that sort of started it. In 1985 through, we decided that our sales tax money was going to other areas in the county of San Diego. And we were getting a little short end of the stick here in this incorporated area called Solana Beach. And we ended up saying, you know what, we should try for cityhood again. They had tried prior and lost, and asked me to be a part of it and help them raise funds for that effort. And I agreed to it. I was vice chairman of the town council at the time. We formed CITI, Citizens Intending to Incorporate. I believe there are 8 of us. And we had some things behind us that we knew that we had a good story. Not only did our sales tax money go someplace else, but every time we wanted something, we had to go downtown to the county building and appeal to a board of supervisors that had his district in East County or South Bay had never been to Solana Beach before. That wasn't reasonable. And so we'd ended up convincing the county, and then we got together and we had a vote. We put a plan together, and we had the vote, and we won. CITI, Citizens Intending to Incorporate, and we did it. From that point, I got involved in the city a couple of years later. I believe it was 1985. Oh no, it was about 1988 or 87 or 88. I was appointed to the Crime Commission here in Solana Beach. We had a lot of crime here. We had problems with drugs at that time in certain areas of Solana Beach. And you know, I've always had a theory that if you leave your home in the daytime and you go to work, your kids go to school, we all want to come home and understand that nobody has broken into the house. We want to have a safe place. We don't want to be bothered at night. Those kinds of issues. And you know, I said, this is where I came from, and I don't want that for my kids or my neighbors. And that's why I got on the Crime Commission. I was very active with that. In fact, I named it the Crime Commission because it was a committee before. I went to Marion and others around the council, and I said, let's make it a commission so it's ongoing. Okay. It ended up that I ended up being the chairman of the committee, and then in 1992 I ran for city council at the urging of the members of the Crime Commission and other city committees and neighbors and a lot of other people. Little did I know there were going to be 14 people in the race for 3 spots. This is my first brochure in 1992 that I took around door to door, and I went to virtually hundreds and thousands of homes. It says Joe Kellejian for City Council, a proven commitment to our community, and I had been doing that in the town council, right? And even statewide, because I was on that Bureau, the Bureau of Automotive Repair situation. You open it up and it has my personal experience here. It has the community activities that had been involved in. And then I have, ever since that first time, I listed the things that I wanted to do and I stood for, and in the term that I was going to be serving. I didn't put it on this particular one. It said community issues, but on the other times that I ran, and I actually was elected to 5 4-year terms, 20 years. I served on the council. Also 5 times as mayor, if I remember. I changed it a little bit in the other brochures in future. And I said, I pledge to do these things. And everything that I pledged to do, I did. But that was it. And then I always, pretty much all the time, I listed the people who are supporting me, and if you don't mind, I'd really like to honor them by reading their names. Okay, there are only 5 of them here, but these people sort of set the tone, and I really appreciate what they did for me back then. Alice Granados, who is a community activist. Frank Renteria, he was a founding member of the Eden Gardens Against Drugs, EGAD, which I worked tirelessly with. Jack Peak, who is the chairman of the Solana Beach Citizens Zoning Committee and very active in civic affairs and on the original town council with me. Jack McGoldrick, which is, he's the past chairman of the Solana Beach Crime Commission and was the chairman of the organization on the Bluffs that encompassed about 2,400 residents. And then John Lynch, who is a friend of mine and lived here in Solana Beach. His son, of course, became very famous, and he's a coach of, it was an All-American and All-Pro in football, and they all came from Solana Beach. He's now the coach of the San Francisco 49ers, not the coach, the general manager. Then, most important, is a picture of my kids and my family. This is my family, and we've lived in Solana Beach now 44 years, and it's been really a wonderful thing.